What is going on, guys? I am sceptileMC or George, and today I have for you a little bit different of a video. I actually decided to join a Smogon tournament. They are hosting all their like open tournaments right now. So it's like the OU Open, RU, UU, etc., etc. So initially, I applied for the UU Open, and I actually didn't end up getting in because they take only the first like 5/8, they said, and then after that it's randomized, and I was in the lower 2 3/8, and then I didn't get in. So we're pretty actually unhappy about that because UU is actually the tier I play the most, obviously. So it's the one I felt I could have done the best in, and if I played well, might have been able to win. I'm saying that very, like, it's very far out there, but I like to think I had some small, minuscule chance of doing that, but not gonna happen right there. And after that happened, I was like, well, I kind of want to join one still, so I joined RU. Don't ask me why. I don't play RU. I don't know how the fuck this tier works, but I know you just run broken shit and you win. So, this is against All Falls Down. He is I think he's actually pretty well known in Smogon, so that's pretty cool, I guess. And I actually don't have the first battle. I actually won the first battle against him, and that was a 1-0 victory where I only won because my right period was jolly banded, and it actually outsped a Jellison and just won the game for me. So that was the first game. We don't have the replay. I asked him for it. He didn't have it. I didn't save it, so that's what happens. But I saved this one because I'm smart and stuff like that. But I'm going to get into the battle now. So main threats to my team. My team, I've made one RU team in Gen 6, and it's this team right here, and I've laddered with it. I got like top 50, and then I never played RU again. So the first game, I took my friend's team, and now I have this team, and I decided, I was looking at my teams, I'm like, I have 3 teams. I'm just going to bring this one because it's the one I know the most. It has SD Lumberry Gallade, which at the time of me making the live with this team was insanely broken in my opinion. I still think it's really broken, to be honest. I think it's one of the better mods in the tier. Very good sweeper. Yeah, I have a specially defensive Golurk, a physically defensive Slowking. Knockoff weak, yes, but that kind of gets some help with that because I have the Justified on Gallade. Got the Houndoom here. It's the standard pursuit trapping set with the Fire Blast and the 3 stab dark moves. Then I got a Banded Gramble because I love Banded Gramble, so much fun, and a Choice Scarf Rotom. So looking at his leads, Uxie, I'm expecting maybe the Flygon. Those are the 2 I actually thought would lead, so I decided to lead off with Gramble. I'm banded, I can hit anything. He leads off with Absol, and that's perfect for me. He might have the Iron Tail, but he's at -1 attack, so I think I can survive one, especially because I'm max HP. Let's go for Play Rough, and I get a crit. Judging by the damage, though, it was a roll if I would kill him after his leftovers, so it could have mattered. Probably not, because now it's dead anyway. After 2. He does get up his rocks, though, which is unfortunate, but I don't have a spinner on the team. Little thing about this thing, and then he goes into Magneton, and I just assumed all Magnetons ran Magnet Pull, but apparently they run Analytic in RU, so I got smacked, and then I didn't calc it, and I thought the Rotom is a switch-in, and then I get smacked again, and I'm like, well, fuck, I just literally threw away 2 of my Pokemon right there. I decided there I'm just going to click Leaf Storm as he goes for Flash Cannon again. He doesn't have a reason to change up his move right there, and he takes me out, so that's great. I can go into my Houndoom, though, and my thing was on the screen. I'm actually going to slow it down because it's going a little fast. But right here, I just go for a Fire Blast. It's going to take it out even without the crit. I got another crit. I got a little bit lucky this game, not going to lie. So I do apologize about that. It all falls down, but it happens. It's part of the game, even though I would get mad if I got lucked on, too. But so I kill off the Magneton. That's great. That's a threat out of the way to my Gramble, as I'm predicting an Earthquake, U-turn, Outrage type scenario to happen. He goes for Earthquake, and I think right here he's probably going to switch out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double switch into my Granbull, or he's just going to click like U-turn or something like that, as he actually clicks EQ again. So what this means is I can just fire off a Play Rough right here. Could have predicted the switch into the Fletchinder, pretty obvious, but I didn't really have a point to because I do over half to Fletchinder anyway. And right here, I don't want to get burned. He can go for a Roost because my switch is pretty obvious. But I switch into Slowking, which is a hard counter in my opinion because I have Rocky Helmet as well. So he just roosts up, gets back up to full, and then right here, I'm just like, I'm just going to click Scald. Don't have a reason not to. My set, I have the Scald, the Ice Beam, the T-Wave, and the Slack Off. So I decided to click the Scald right here, and at this point, it's actually kind of a good thing that I kind of sacked off my Golurk earlier, and then I decided to save it to sack off the Rotom, because now I have a switch in to the Girder to sack it off to knockoff, and I don't have to go into Granbull on a potential Poison Jab or something. So that's great, and now I can actually go into my Granbull, because my Granbull is in fact faster than the Girder, and I can click Play Rough, and I can just take him out right here. So that's great for me. Right now it's 4-3, and it's looking like we're sitting pretty right now. We're sitting in a good spot. My Slowking walls the majority of the team. My only problem against this team right now is the Absol, and if the Fletchinder decides to sweep me. So right here I'm thinking, you know what, the switch into the Slowking is a little too obvious. I'm just going to go for a Play Rough, as he actually misses the Will-O-Wisp, which is very unfortunate. There's nothing we can do about that, but I know he's going to go for a Roost right there, and at this point my Granbull's kind of useless at this point. It can intimidate people, but it can't. It dies every single time it comes in now. So I'm just trying to play her if I get attack drops and just have some fun with that. As he decides to go for the burn, or as I actually miss right here, and then I'm thinking, you know what? Let's try to save it. It was a little kind of weird plays right there. I'm not gonna lie. Probably shouldn't have played so much around with the burn. Except he burns me right there, and right here I'm just thinking, you know what? I can just click Scald against this thing. I don't have a reason not to. He might switch into the Flygon. I do have Ice Beam, but it's not really a concern, the Flygon to my Slowking. I do have Slack Off. I can outstall him. And we actually get the burn right there. So this is what I meant by the hacks, guys. He kind of missed the Will-O-Wisp, and then I got the burn here, so it's unfortunate. I'm going to go for Slack Off right here because I can. He goes for EQ, does 19%, does nothing to me. And his only hope right now is if he's somehow able to pull something out with his Absol, actually. And you guys are going to see that it's going to actually turn into a very interesting game. I decided to click Ice Beam right there. I expected him to want to go for either a Roost. Actually, no. Now I'm going to click Ice Beam on the... I expected him to Draco Meteor actually right there, just because they carry Draco in this tier. I do know that. I do have that knowledge about this tier. But I do click Ice Beam, and I take him out, and then he switches into Absol. And I'm thinking, okay, this thing might be Scarfed, might be Banded, it might be Life Orb, but I'm thinking he's just going to click Knockoff. Yeah, he's just going to click Knockoff. Don't worry about it, George, you're fine. I go into Granbull, and I'm thinking I can sack off my Granbull, I can get an Intimidate, and we're sitting pretty. Yep, and he goes for SD. And then I see SD, and I'm like, oh my god. And then I sacked off my Granbull right here, kind of stupidly, when I should have honestly switched into the Houndoom. Sacked off Houndoom, gone back into Granbull, and then got the stat drop so I could survive with my Gallade. That was the right play to do. Instead, I sack off Granbull, and now my only way to win this game is to stall him out of Sucker Punches. And this is a Sucker Punch War, guys. If you've never been in a Sucker Punch War, it's the most nerve-wracking thing you'll ever do. So he's used 2 now. Two Sucker Punches of 8. I'm at +4. And then I'm thinking, do I go for an attack on the 3rd? No, I'm going to keep going for SD. And then I go for it again. Wait, was that 3? That was the 3rd SD. Here's the 4th one. And then now up is now number 5, and I decide, number 5, no. We're still not going to attack, but I don't think he's going to go all the way to 8. And I think right here, I decide to click Close Combat. No, I don't. Do not. That would have lost me the game if I click Close Combat right there. 100%. I go for SD. That is 6 SDs and 6 SPs down. And I click Close Combat, and we win the game in the Sucker Punch War. Let's get it. There we fucking go. There we go. And we advanced to round 2 of the RU Open because of Sucker Punch shenanigans, and we somehow came out on top of that. I really don't know how we did, but he's going to take me out with an acrobatics there. And it was just really, it's kind of hard to win a Sucker Punch War because you just have to, get in the mind of your opponent somehow. It's really stressful. And for some reason, like, I just moved automatically to Close Combat after clicking SD, and I was like, it's the 6th time. I'm like, now. It's going to be now. It has to be now. Clicking Close Combat right now. I believe in myself, and it worked. So, yep, guys, that is going to be it. We do advance to round 2 of the RU Open, and I guess that's fun. I am going to have some teams built, and I'm going to build some RU teams so I can actually use different teams, because I had 3 teams at the start of this. I'm happy I played only 2 games, because I don't even think the third team was that good. So happy I played only 2 games. Happy I was able to win both of them. And next time, guys, I will have both battles, so I do apologize about that. But yep, so we advanced to round 2 in RU. Of all the fucking tiers, RU, really, like, come on. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate if you did comment, like, rate, or subscribe. I'm sceptileMC or George, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.